Hello, hello. So in this video, we're going to explore the integration of the masculine and the feminine energies for conscious self-leadership, and then of course of conscious leadership across the whole spectrum of life, the whole life buffet that we have. Yeah, including business, including relationships, including partnerships. Some of the examples that we're going to walk through today are more business orientated. Because it's particularly also useful in that context. Of course, it's useful everywhere, but some of the examples that we go through today are particularly useful in the business context. Yeah. And for those that are familiar or not yet familiar with masculine and feminine energies, very important to just note and pre-frame that masculine and feminine energies exist within both males and females. And it really has to do with certain qualities of being. Yeah, so the masculine tends to be more associated with a grounded steadiness, a decisiveness, a clarity, direction, and maybe more goal-orientated. So it has more of those kind of qualities. The masculine energy also tends to be more associated with boundary setting, with decisiveness, and with just this quality of forward motion. Yeah, that's more the masculine energy. The feminine energy in all of us is associated with more of a softer, more an open, wider stance in life, if you will, a nurturing capacity, a quality of softness, openness, lightness, and inclusion. Also, it's more emotionally orientated, tends to be. So it is the emotional part in all of us. It's the part in all of us that wants to connect and be a part of the whole and really sort of be in this more equal kind of, we're all equal kind of space. Yeah. Masculine energy tends to be associated with a bit more competitive kind of notions. Although they're, of course, in both masculine and feminine energies, these energies are in and of themselves pure. Yeah. If we look at nature, there's masculine and feminine energies across the board in nature. A tree needs to be steady, grounded in its roots and solid in the direction to grow. Yeah, so it has a kind of like this quality of masculine, which is a steady, rooted, grounded, forward kind of motion, if you will. So it's an energy, yeah. And I take nature because we kind of take it away from all the concepts and just come back to the purity of what this really means. So a tree needs that in order to survive, in order to live as a tree. And it also needs receptivity to take in the environment around itself. So it needs the sun, it needs light, it needs water, it needs air. So it needs to have that open quality and this receptivity and this what we can call more spacious and more sort of environmentally orientated quality. And it really needs a healthy blend of both. And if we start to look at cells in a human body or in any system, we can really start to see the straight line combined with this more spiraling notion. So we see this everywhere in nature, everywhere in the universe, the integration of masculine and feminine energy. And we also see this in the human body. So the left side and the right side and the integration of the two. And then we have defined as humans and we've labeled these energies with certain qualities and we can recognize it. So before we start to work with the intricacies of this, we really want to come back to the purity of the energy. That's why I'm using the tree as an example, or nature as an example, because it's just really clear what it is. It's just this energy, and there's these two different, distinct different energies in the universe that are coming together and that are literally creating life force. Without masculine and feminine energy, we wouldn't be in this dimension of reality, if you will. It's absolutely, this is creation. They're the fundamental principles of creation, masculine and feminine energy. Now, as we translate that, how do we work with that? How do we translate that into our lives? And that's where we come in with also some practicalities, some examples, and also how do we really implement this into conscious self-leadership and also in leadership in business and life in general. So we're going to go to the next slide here. Oh, there we go. So there's a lot of text here, so I'm just going to walk you through it really slowly. And the first step really is why is it's really important to have this integration of masculine and feminine energy as a leader. in business, particularly. That's what we're going to explore today. And why is it important for any human to be just really clear in themselves in that? We're going to go through a few examples and a few reasons as to why that is important. The first reason really is about holistic decision making. So in any decision, we need to have qualities of assertiveness, of analytical thinking, and of decisiveness, which is really more associated with masculine energy. It's also really important, as we are decisive and assertive, that we combine those qualities with a sense of intuition, empathy, and sort of a collaborative approach, which is really these qualities of feminine energy. And so to make holistic decisions in business, we really want to integrate these two energies together. How can you be both assertive, decisive, and use your thinking and your strategy, as well as your empathy and intuition and collaboration? Yeah. So really a well-rounded approach to decision-making in life and also in business is these two energies, and really healthily combine them. Right now, if it doesn't feel that natural for you at this point, you can really just write down for yourself on a piece of paper, by any decision you make in the business or in other areas of your life, these more masculine qualities and these more feminine qualities, and just write down these energies and where you're making the decisions from as you make a decision. So you use both your analytical brain, your assertiveness, your decisiveness, as well as your empathetic, intuitive qualities. Yeah, and you can really write them down and just display it like that. Now, also why it's important to integrate masculine and feminine energies is for point 2 here, is for improved team dynamics. So leaders who embody both energies can create an inclusive environment where every team member feels valued. Yeah, so it's really important. That's more the feminine quality in all of us, where it's inclusive. It's people feel valued, feel heard, and feel seen and acknowledged. Yeah. It also encourages diverse perspectives, fostering creativity and innovation as team members feel safe to express their ideas. So this is, again, this inclusive environment that we create where people feel like they have a say. Now, what is important in this is that within the inclusivity, it is also important to bring a masculine quality, which is also to say sometimes to set healthy boundaries. So we can have inclusivity and more fluidity and have people bring their perspectives and so on, which fosters that creativity. And also we want to do it within a healthy container of boundaries. It's not written there, but I'm adding that now because that for me is really the healthy masculine that sort of can hold that. Yeah. And if we as a leader can embody that in ourselves, so we can have both this real solid holding of our team or the group of people that we're working with, we can have this like grounded, solid overview and oversight and the vision and so on. And within that, we can allow for a bit of dynamism and for a bit of creativity and play, which is really that feminine. So this improves the team dynamics. And a really important aspect of that is that it feels like people are a part of the whole. In more of the traditional, and still in a lot of parts in Western society, it's really more masculine orientated. And what that means is that there's often one or two leaders that really take the lead and make the decisions. What this allows for is that the team actually starts to become a part of the process and the whole team makes decisions. And sometimes it's necessary for the leader to just make a decision. So we don't want to completely exclude that. It's not, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? So it's still a part of that. However, in a lot of organizations, it can use a little bit more of that, a bit more softness and a bit more gentle inviting of people into the decision-making process. So that's number 2. Then also the integration of masculine and feminine energies allows for enhanced emotional intelligence, which is point 3 right here. I'm just going to move this. Yeah. So as we integrate these masculine and feminine energies in ourselves, we naturally increase our emotional intelligence. What that means is that we can be in clearer communication and connection to our own selves, so to our own systems, and we have a natural sort of inkling for what's going on for us. What that then allows is that we get to connect with the team on a deeper level. The more we are connected to our own selves, the more we can connect to the team and other people. How can we connect to other people if we're not even connected to our own selves? Yeah. So the more awareness we have of our own qualities within ourselves, the more we will see and be able to hear and perceive in other people, which fosters connection. This connection can improve morale, increase motivation, and reduce turnover rates as employees feel understood and appreciated. This is a very important part. So a lot of the reasons why people are unhappy at work is not because of the tasks they need to do, they maybe don't feel like doing. It's really about them not feeling understood and appreciated. If people feel appreciated for what they do at work or in a team dynamic, and they really feel what they're bringing really matters, and that you're so happy that they're there, they'll feel connected naturally to you. And this really has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. Why? Because we need to find that level of appreciation in ourselves first. Most people are quite disconnected from their own level of self-appreciation. Yeah, and if I'm not in the appreciation of myself and the way I'm showing up, how can I possibly be that for someone else, see that in someone else? So as a leader and as an integration of masculine and feminine energy, it's really important that we can appreciate what we are bringing to the table, and then also reflect it in others. Now, point 4 is adaptability and resilience. So a balance of masculine and feminine energies allows leaders to be adaptable, switching between assertive action and reflective, more intuitive. Reflective is kind of more soft, yeah? So reflective thinking as situations demand. So what this really speaks to is, can we respond appropriately to the situation or the context? Someone comes with a, let's say, an emotional issue. They just dropped their, their child just had an incident in school. Yeah, so they're quite emotional about that. If I'm not connected to my own emotions and I can be attuned to their emotions in terms of empathy, yeah, and can connect to that, I can't meet them in their emotion. And as a leader, it's very important that I can meet people in their experience. Yeah. So which is more the feminine quality in this case, is can I switch and adapt? What this person needs is not advice or is not direction. It's like attuning to the emotions. What it might also need is, do we need to clear your schedule for the day, which is more of assertive action. And you can both, this is again the integration of masculine and feminine energy. Can I tune to the emotion? Something just happened. Can I tune to the emotion? And can I simultaneously look at the practicalities that also need to fit in place in order for me to really be present to that and for them to go through their experience? And then sometimes people are maybe overly emotional, yeah, which is also not useful. It's kind of like, okay, I hear that and acknowledge that. Let's really look at the practicals. What does your schedule look like? If they're constantly overwhelmed, for example, I mean, a part of it might do with just simply how they are seeing their experience, how they're seeing their life and experiencing their flow of the day and so on. And a part of it might also have to do with their schedules actually simply too full, and we can just see that very objectively. So really this real healthy balance of assertive action and strategic thinking, yeah, with this more emotional component as well. That's really what we're looking for here. In response to the context of the situation, that's a very important piece. So not what we think is just kind of how it's to be done. Is it like, can I attune to my environment? Can I hear and listen, which is a really important part of a conscious leader? Can I hear and listen? What's going on here? Before I say anything, what's going on? Can I just observe? What's the vibe? Where are people at? How is the team operating? What is my sense of what's going on here? Maybe I need close some communication loops around that. Check in with some people. Hey, how are you today? Yeah, so that can happen. But really, before going into anything too concrete, we want to just observe and what's going on. Where are people at? And then you can take way more attuned. This is all about attunement. Way more attuned action from that place. So as it says, this flexibility helps navigate challenges more effectively, building resilience within the team and the organization. So building resilience really has to do with, again, this quality of adaptivity and this quality of, okay, you've got a full day, let's say, yeah, someone has a full day or a full week. And it's resilience is being able to also just, sometimes it has to do with powering through a little bit, in the sense, not like forcefully so, but just in the sense of like, let's make this work. Let's step up a little bit. That's resilience. Resilience is also, there's no work required. Everything is sweet. I'm going to go for an hour to the spa or have a massage, or I'm going to go play golf, or I'm going to go for a swim, or whatever it is that you do that goes more into that feminine quality. And resilience really has to do with, can I balance and constantly adjust my system to what is appropriate in the environment and what's needed to the environment. There are certain parts or areas in life or certain phases of the year where we just need to kind of action up a little bit more. And it's this real beautiful dance between doing and being. Sometimes we just need to do a little bit more. I can still be in the doing. Anyway, that's kind of like a different conversation, but sometimes we just need to just do a little bit more, and sometimes we don't, and we can just relax a little bit more. And resilience is really this quality of fluidity and adaptivity based in our own system. What that means is that my physical, biological, and emotional body needs to be able to move in that way. This is what we work a lot with in breathwork as well. Has a lot to do with the balance between our inhale and our exhale as well. And then of course the left and the right side of the body and so on. And there's much more to it, but basically the balance of the inhale and the exhale. And so you can do some breath work also to help this. We will go into that in a different section, but really what we're speaking to here is the more fluid you can be in your own system, the more easeful and fluid you can meet your environment. And it's just going to be so much more easy. And you have adaptive and resilience within your own self, but also within your team members, as they will mirror you. Even on a very unconscious level, they will start to mirror you. Number 5, conflict resolution. So another reason why integrating masculine and feminine energy is useful is for healthy conflict resolution. So the masculine energy tends to really be associated with more can drive direct and clear communication, which is super important. Can we just be really clear and direct when we need to be, and not be wishy-washy or kind of beating around the bush, and just be like, this is the way it is, this is the way I see it, what are your thoughts, and be just really clear and direct, which is super important. Yeah. While the feminine energy can bring more of an empathy and understanding and a bit more fluidity again. And we're really in any conversation or conflict, we want to really be able to really navigate that really well by being both really clear and direct, which has a lot to do with setting boundaries, which has a lot to do with being clear on your yeses and your nos, which is in another video. So that has really to do with clarity and directiveness, whilst also being empathetic to the emotional experience that might be present there. Because when there's conflict, there's emotions involved. If there's conflict with team members, there's going to be emotions involved in some way, shape, or form. Are we attuned to their emotions? And can we acknowledge the emotions that are there? Often people don't want to be, I can say almost often, people don't want to be fixed. They don't want to hear the solution. They don't want to hear what they can do better. They just want to be acknowledged in their emotional experience. I feel really tired today and I feel fucking overwhelmed because I've got XYZ clients coming in, And you as a leader, you can just say, I hear you. That sounds really tough. Yeah, it's really, really tough. I feel really shit. Yeah, I can imagine that that's really, really quite a lot for you. We tend to, which is kind of more the masculine, we tend to come into, okay, so how can we, so, okay, I hear you, but the I hear you is kind of skipped. And it's kind of like, let's do something about this. Yeah, I feel really overwhelmed. Okay, let's clear your schedule. Let's move this to that. That can be really important and part of it. But first, more often than not, we want to just acknowledge what's here. Just acknowledge this is the experience that's here without needing to do anything about it. That's a really important learning for all of us, beyond kind of like masculine and feminine energies, but just acknowledging that this is the experience right now, because that's acceptance. And once there's acceptance, there's so much more ease in life in general. So, and then the conflict resolution. Together, these energies facilitate healthier conflict resolutions, lead to more harmonious working relationships. Sure. That kind of sums it up. Next one. So number 6, creating a positive work culture. Lead to balance / integrate these energies, set a precedent for balanced, inclusive, and respectful work culture. Sure. This culture attracts and retains top talent who are looking for both supportive, nurturing workplace, feminine, as well as a dynamic and healthy, challenging workplace, masculine. So we need both nurturing and safety and holding, as well as challenge and growth and a bit of healthy challenge, right? And we need all of us need this in our life in different ways. And it tends to be if you look at parenting styles and relationships, it tends to be that the mother, not always, but the mother tends to be more the nurturing one, the more supportive one, whilst the father tends to be more the challenging one and just like, let's get some things moving here, or challenges. Yeah. And it's actually really important to have both for healthy parenting as well. And really, if we work with humans in general, we are parenting a lot, actually. If we really look at the truth of what's going on, there's a lot of parenting that's actually going on. And yeah, really what we want to do is really integrate this balance between challenge, change, growth, healthy challenge, and then also real nurturing, softness, and support at the same time. And safety comes with that as well. So a real sense of safety. People will challenge themselves more if they truly feel safe. That's very important. So really integrating that in your own system as a human, and then with the people in your team or your working group or whatever it is that you're engaged in. 7, personal growth and fulfillment. Leaders who embrace both energies often experience personal growth, leading to greater sense of fulfillment and authenticity. This growth reflects in their leadership style, given they are incredibly flexible yet steady in their leadership, making them more inspiring and effective. The reason for this is that fulfillment is a more feminine quality. So a sense of feeling full in oneself is a feminine quality. Yeah. And then personal growth, you can say, is more masculine quality. So we all in our lives need a sense of fullness as well as spaciousness. And again, this is kind of this beautiful, if we take it away from all the complexity and keep it really simple, we need a sense of, like, our life is full. We feel rich, not in the sense that we have a lot of money, but we just feel full and rich. And we feel this sense of completeness and wholeness in our system. And at the same time, we want to feel free. We want to feel free to do what we want to do, is say what we want to say, which is that authenticity quality here, and feel free to be ourselves and to make our own decisions and to be free. Yeah. So we want both at the same time. So personal growth and fulfillment at the same time. And this then allows for a very dynamic leadership style, which is really, really powerful if we really get to embody this. Number 7, last one. Strategic vision. So feminine energies, visionary and intuitive qualities, combined with the masculine energies of strategic planning and goal orientation, can create powerful vision for the future. So again, you have this real more intuitive qualities combined with this strategic planning and goal orientation, create a really powerful vision. And we need both. If we want to go vision and we want to go broad, and we want to, okay, where are we going with the business or the organization or my life's plan, whatever it might be, yeah? Can we really have this broader vision with real strategic, good planning, and then also intuitive qualities? Can we really listen to our heart, our gut, our what is it really telling us, and what do we really want to, where do we really want to go? And are we clear on that? This integrated vision can drive an organization forward with incredible clarity and purpose. So there, if you've got the energies combined in a conscious leadership, this allows for full functioning of, as well, you as a human, so you as a conscious leader, and as a continuum, because you're going to be continuously checking the pulse, if you will, on these elements. So you're gonna feel into, for each quality, where you're at, and this is a living experience. It's not written down in a document, but it really comes to life in your life. And the way your life interacts with you, the people around you, is a direct reflection of how it comes to life in your life. Yeah, which means sometimes difficulty. I want to frame that, because if we are so used to being either more in the feminine or more in the masculine, it can feel really challenging to really integrate more of the other energy within our system that can feel like a real challenge. Yeah, and some of you have expressed that in the group chat as well. And so it's really important that we really get to see what is our challenge and what do we feel safe in to explore. And really, I like this little sentence. I heard it a few years back. Which has helped me back then a lot. You can ask yourself, is it when you do something new in a team, or you have this difficult conversation, or you lean into something different or new, yeah, whichever way it might go, yeah, you can ask yourself, is it good enough for now and safe enough to try? Really simple, because we tend to the mind can focus on really bigger goals or bigger visions or where you want to be in 10 years time, and then you never actually do it because it's just too grand and it's just too big and far away. And so really, what's the next step? And so this one question, is it good enough for now and safe enough to try, can really allow you and help you to just lean into that uncomfortable bit a little bit more. Have fun. If you have any questions, please bring them to the group conversations and enjoy.